What's happening, geeks, and welcome to a very special episode of Cosplay Chris, where I guess you could call this the Wolverine Diet Transformation Challenge version 2.0. Now, you're probably wondering what I mean by version 2.0. Well, I'm basically going to be explaining everything I did leading up to that photo shoot. I'm also going to be showcasing the photos unedited and raw. Now, first let me explain. The Wolverine Diet Transformation Challenge video is one of my most popular videos. It's just reached over 500,000 views, yet it's not really a critically acclaimed video. As time went on, I noticed that the dislikes started to move up there and a lot of people were posting nasty things. I know haters gonna hate, trolls will always be trolls, but some of the people were saying it was fake, it was Photoshop. Now, first off, I just want to state it was completely and utterly all real, all natural. It was done in 4 weeks' time. I would not recommend doing it ever again, nor will I ever do it that way again. Because let me tell you, I was the grumpiest bastard ever by the end of it. And that's what I'll delve into, the reasons why I was feeling that way. Now, you're probably wondering, I said I'm going to be showcasing those final reveal photos unedited and raw. First off, nothing was photoshopped, nothing was enhanced in terms of muscle. The only thing that was enhanced was my skin color. Reason being, the fake tan that I got on the day of the photo shoot died in the ass. Complete fail. So the morning of the photo shoot, I had it all planned. I was gonna go get my fake tan, leave it on for a couple of hours, that way it soaks into the skin, have a shower, wash off the excess, and then it looks natural. Oil yourself up, get a pump, and you're ready to go. Went to get the fake tan. It was one of those California tan machines where you gotta stand there that way, turn around, stand that way, and it sprays you. But it didn't spray me. It like spat it, like, and it was just dots everywhere, like freckles everywhere. At first I thought, okay, this will work, this will work. 4 hours later, my skin color had not changed at all. So by the time I'd realized this, all the shops had shut. It was a Saturday afternoon, so there was no way in hell I was getting a fake tan. So I just had to go there, had a shower, oiled up, got a pump, did the photo shoot, and what I will be showing you is the raw end result. I am pasty as yet. You can still notice a difference from the before photo. Which brings me to my next point, the before photo. Now here's a better and slower look at the before photo. Now I managed to also take a halfway point photo. So I'll put them side by side so you can see some more definition was starting to come out on my stomach. Now with the before photo, a lot of people are saying that I'm sticking my gut out and purposely pushing it out. That's not the case whatsoever. That is an absolute and utter relaxed pose. And a lot of people have also been saying that I wasn't fat to begin with. I never stated that I was fat to begin with before I started this challenge. I merely said that I'd let myself go and I wasn't in the usual shape that I normally am. Guys, the basic purpose of this challenge was to show you what the human body can do if it's pushed hard enough. The path that I took for this 4 weeks is not recommended in terms of shredding or getting lean. This is something you want to do slowly and gradual. And here's why. Usually on an average cutting diet, you're probably wanting about 2,500 calories while still having high intensity training. Me, I was on about 1,500 calories a day. So that's the reason why I was so ravenous by the end of the diet. Okay, now the diet. Now, even though I did post a walkthrough video, it was kind of long-winded in terms of what I ate and what my supplements were. Okay, so when I woke up, I downed a shitload of water just to get the metabolism starting, just to get all the engines pumping in my body. Breakfast was 1 cup of quick oats with some crushed up almonds and fiber sprinkled and mixed into it. It was then microwaved. It tasted like absolute shit. I would then usually go train, and that was high intensity stuff, lots of compound movements, bench press, deadlifts, squats, anything that was in about the 6 to 8 reps range for 4 sets, just to keep that muscle mass there whilst I'm trying to strip down on body fat. My choice of protein after I trained and also in the late afternoon was Superior Whey by International Protein, but any other standard WPI, WPC whey protein is fine. Lunch was usually 250 grams of diced chicken or turkey breast with raw broccoli and spinach. Now, a lot of people ask why the raw broccoli. Well, steaming vegetables can sometimes take the nutrients out of them. Having it raw is the best way to get the vitamins and minerals, even though it tastes like absolute ass. 2 to 3 hours later was another Superior Whey protein shake. Again, any WPI, WPC whey protein shake is fine as long as it's low carb. Late afternoon was cottage cheese and a handful of nuts. That was the point where I'd get crankiest, was late afternoon after that snack, because I even still think about it now with that whole diet. It makes me want to gag the taste of the cottage cheese and the nuts. Dinner was pretty much the same as lunch. I'd go back and forth between turkey or chicken breast, 250 grams, just grill it. It's all diced up, ready to go. I get it from the supermarket, again with raw broccoli and spinach. 30 minutes before bed, I had my fat burner. Now that was PM shred time. Now at the moment, they have removed PM shred time off the shelves because of a typo on the label. There's nothing wrong with the mixture whatsoever. It was just something on the label that had to be removed, so they had to remove all the product from the shelves. So it'll be back on the shelves in a couple of weeks. It's actually called PM Shred Time 2.0 now, and I really need to get my hands on some of it because I haven't slept so well in such a long time whilst I was on that stuff. Because at the end of the day, your rest and sleep is what's going to make you grow, especially when your body's in a caloric deficit. You need as much rest as possible. So that was 30 minutes before bed. Right before bed, I had my casein custard protein by Gentech. I highly recommend getting that, guys. It is nutritionally amazing and tastes amazing. Especially when you're cutting, it settles those cravings for something sweet, especially that time of night where we crave sweet things the most. And that's basically what I had for most of the 4 weeks. The day before the photo shoot, that's when I started carbing up to fill out my muscles. So that pretty much consisted of rice cakes, puffed rice cereal, and white potato. Because you've depleted your body of so much glycogen, especially when in a caloric deficit, you need something to fill out those muscles for when you get a pump and for when that photo shoot happens. Simple white carbs is a pretty good way to do it. You can also have sweet potato. I'm not a fan of sweet potato. I actually despise the taste of it, so I was happy to have white potato. Now, like I mentioned on the day of the photo shoot, the fake tan didn't turn out too well, so that's why I actually had to go in and edit my skin tone so I appeared more bronze, because that way it's going to bring out more of the definition. Because you think about it, if every professional bodybuilder didn't get a fake tan, you wouldn't see the true definition that they work so hard for. But because I've got nothing to hide, guys, I'm going to be showcasing you the raw, unedited photos taken straight off the camera from when they were shot. Now, apart from that, when the actual photo shoot was happening, my dad did the photos and I had the studio set up in the living room. Got a pump, oiled up, I was keen to go, and that's when the diet and the mental toll on doing something like this really hit me. I could feel my muscles starting to cramp up when I was doing the poses. I felt weak, I felt faint. I actually had to take a couple of breaks. Because at this point, your body's so depleted, yet you want to keep moving and moving. You keep getting pumps, doing push-ups, pull-ups, doing bicep curls. Your body's getting to a point where it's saying, I can't do this anymore. And that's why pro bodybuilders, when they lean up and they cut up and they water fast, they can only do it for so long because the body isn't designed to have such a low body fat. So once the photo shoot was done, what did I eat? Well, I actually grabbed myself a beer out of the fridge because I hadn't had a beer in 4 weeks and I was stinging for one. I'm not an alcoholic. I just like beer. I'm Aussie. Yeah, so I had a beer Mum made. I think it was a chicken pasta bake. So again, I was refilling with my carbs. I started to feel great pretty much within half an hour of eating all that stuff. I had a chocolate bar, because your body is just taking what it can as soon as you start refilling it and refeeding it again. Like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, I don't recommend this as a standard procedure for cutting. I'm not a personal trainer, I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a liftotrician, I'm not a fucking mathematician, whatever you want to call it. This was just something that seemed to work for me. It wasn't ideal, but I wanted to demonstrate and showcase what the body can do if it's pushed further enough for, say, 4 weeks. And I think it did work out at the end, but again, it's not recommended. So with all that being said, guys, here is my final Wolverine transformation 4-week diet, raw, unedited, and no bullshit. For those who have stood by me from day one, my friends, my family, my amazing girlfriend, thank you very much for your continuing support and words of encouragement. As always, thanks very much for watching, geeks. And until next time, guys, always remember, cosplayers do it best.